It's been a somewhat sad week, with both Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert announcing that they will not be making the trip over to Fayetteville for the World Championships, coming at the end of January. With the two greatest crossers of the past decade, possibly of all time, both missing out, a brand new world champion will be crowned. Without the two gods of cross, it's cyclocross's resident demigod, Tom Pidcock, who takes over as the favourite. Can Pidcock become the first Briton to wear the cyclocross rainbow stripes? What are the steps that led the Yorkshireman to heights never before felt in British cyclocross? Let's find out. Tom Pidcock was born in the city of Leeds in Yorkshire, the best county in England, no bias here. As with a lot of major cyclists, his parents were keen to ride their bikes too, taking part in regular weekend rides with a local club, stopping for coffee and tea at the end. For Pidcock, this was the norm growing up. At the start he would only ride small sections, but as he grew older and stronger, Pidcock would complete the entire loop with the rest of the club. This was his introduction to cycling. Following on from this, the youngster would start to pick up racing in his early teenage years, but he wasn't spectacularly successful. At about 16 years of age, that would suddenly change though. In the 2015-16 season, he would win the Junior National Trophy rounds in Derby, Durham, Ipswich, and a home-ish race in Bradford. Pidcock would also race and finish 8th at the Junior European Championships, take 2nd at the Junior Hoge Heide World Cup, and then finish 5th at the Junior World Championships in Zolder. The following year would be even better. He would obliterate the junior scene. He raced 11 times in various competitions and took 10 victories. His only loss would be a 3rd place at the Junior World Cup in Zeven. Pidcock did taste victory in, amongst others, the DVV Flandrien Cross, the Super Prestige Zonhoven, World Cups Namur and Hoge Heide, and took both the national and European titles. The biggest win, however, came when Pidcock led a British clean sweep of the junior men's podium at the World Championships, Dan Tullett in 2nd, Ben Turner in 3rd. In the summer of 2017, Pidcock would start to showcase ability on the road as well, becoming the 3rd Briton after Geraint Thomas and Andrew Fenn to win Paris-Roubaix Juniors, and taking a 2nd Junior Rainbow jersey by being the fastest against the clock at the Road World Championships in Bergen. By June, Pidcock announced that he'd signed a contract with Telenet Fidea Lions for 2 years. His re-entrance into cyclocross field would be his debut with the elites at the standalone Balderskors Kruijbeker. He would finish 9th. Pidcock would spend the rest of the season dominating the under-23 category, winning the under-23 World Cup, the British title, and multiple rounds of both the Super Prestige and the DVV Trophy. Pidcock would also win his first elite cyclocross race by winning the 2nd round of the British National Trophy Series in Abergavenny. Despite his dominance, Pidcock would fail to win the European and World titles. Elie Iserbyt beat him on both occasions, the Euros in a 2-up sprint, and the Worlds after Pidcock missed his pedal during the start. Despite being under contract for another year, Pidcock left Telenet Fidea in August 2018 by mutual agreement. He joined the newly set up British cyclocross team Trinity Racing. On the road, Pidcock would ride for Wiggins Le Col. The move proved to be a good one, as Pidcock successfully defended his under-23 World Cup title and upgraded his British title, becoming the elite national champion. Pidcock also added the overall of the under-23 Super Prestige, the European title, and in Bogense became world champion under-23. Throughout this season, Pidcock would mix under-23 and elite racing, winning all but one of his under-23 appearances and claiming multiple top 10s in the elite category. During the following summer, Pidcock built on his Paris-Roubaix junior pedigree, winning Paris-Roubaix Espoir and becoming the only person so far to have won both races. Throughout the summer, Pidcock would also show ability in a 3rd discipline, becoming the under-23 British national mountain bike champion in Cannock Chase. At the 2019 World Championships, held in Harrogate on the road, mere miles from Pidcock's hometown of Leeds, he would take a bronze medal in the under-23 road race. During the 1920 season, Pidcock made the decision to go entirely elite, claiming a first classification race podium at the Super Prestige Boom in October 2019. He would quickly add a 2nd place at the Koppenberg, proving that he was certainly part of the main elite cast. The Yorkshireman would also podium in Essen, Overijse, Sint Niklaas and Baal. He defended his national title in Shrewsbury and then became the second Briton after Louise Robinson to take a silver medal in the elite categories at the Cyclocross World Championships in Dubendorf, becoming the first man to do so and equalling the best British effort at the Cyclocross World Championships. Pidcock kept improving during the summer too, finishing 4th overall and winning 3 stages of the Transmaurienne Vanoise on the mountain bike. On the road, Pidcock would then win the Baby Giro, taking 3 stages along the way. Returning to the mountain bike, he then made his mountain bike World Cup debut in Novo Mesto, winning both under-23 races and setting fastest laps quicker than the elite riders managed on both occasions. This encouraged him to go to the Worlds in Leogang, where he won both the e-mountain bike and under-23 world titles. In the winter of 2020, Pidcock would win his first major cross race, the Super Prestige Gavere, being the first rider to beat Mathieu van der Poel that season. Only Wout van Aert would manage to repeat this feat. Pidcock kept his good form going, finishing 3rd in Namur after almost looking like he'd beat both Van Aert and Van der Poel, leading to some people claiming that he was now part of a big 3, adding to the big 2 that was already well known. Whilst Pidcock would fade a little bit, he had shown that his peak was good enough to beat the 2 titans, something nobody else had managed to do in years. He would finish the season with another World Cup podium at Overijse and a 4th place at the World Championships in Oostende. After the Oostende Worlds, Pidcock would join the road cycling super team Ineos Grenadiers. In 2021, he enjoyed a stellar Classics debut, taking 3rd place at Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne and being part of that elite group at Strade Bianche. A decent monument debut at Milan-San Remo was subsequently outshone by Pidcock's biggest road win so far, the Brabantse Pijl. He would then have his Harry Kane moment, refusing to accept that he didn't win the Amstel Gold Race, and then finished off with a 6th place at La Flèche Wallonne. From then on, Pidcock again swapped disciplines, going to the mountain bike in preparation of the Tokyo Olympics. He would debut his season in Albstadt, starting 76th, finishing 5th. The next round in Novo Mesto, he would get the better of Mathieu van der Poel and win a mountain bike World Cup for the first time. In July 2021, Tom Pidcock became the Olympic cross-country mountain bike champion, the first Briton to win an Olympic mountain biking medal, and becoming the youngest rider to win gold in the discipline. This achievement has earned Pidcock an MBE. After completing an anonymous first Grand Tour at the Vuelta, Pidcock made his return to cyclocross, a 7th place finish in Boom. He then quickly improved to finish 3rd at his next outing in Val d'Isole, before taking a maiden World Cup victory in Rukven. This win saw him become the first British male to win a World Cup, joining Nicky Bramier and Evie Richards, who both took their only wins in Namur. Riding somewhat scattershot throughout the rest of the season, Pidcock has been on the podium on all but 2 occasions. In January, he took victory at the World Cup in Hulst, becoming the first Briton to win multiple World Cups. With another win recently added in Gullichem, Pidcock rode his final race for now in Herentals, finishing 2nd. Now, Pidcock is now on a training camp, meaning he misses the chance to defend his national title. He's aiming to be at peak condition to win the World Championships in Fayetteville by the end of January. With Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert not racing, suddenly, Pidcock is the big favourite. Tom is only 22 years old, the youngest rider I've covered by 2 years, and the only rider who still technically qualifies as an under-23. Despite this, he has quite a few pretty solid victories under his belt already, and the crowning achievement is almost certainly the Olympic gold medal on the mountain bike. Outside of this, you can count on a mountain bike World Cup at Novo Mesto and the Brabantse Pijl. In cyclocross terms, Pidcock's palmarès is still fairly small, only boasting 7 elite wins, but those are 2 World Cups, a Super Prestige, as well as the standalone cross in Gullichem and British National Trophy round Abergavenny. Pidcock also has 2 British national titles to his name so far. The future is very bright for Tom Pidcock. Expect his palmarès to fill up considerably in the coming years. Now, I know that the nickname Jack Russell is generally reserved for European champion Lars van der Haar, but it fits Tom Pidcock very well too. Pidcock is a winner through and through, always able to back himself, sometimes even a little bit too much. But it's exactly that attitude that sees the Briton sat right at the top of two, soon to be likely three disciplines of cycling. Pidcock's style of racing is generally quite reminiscent of both the dog and Lars van der Haar himself, being a very gutsy rider, not afraid to give it a go, and always wanting to attack. All three are also on the shorter side, which commonly means that they have an easier time going uphill, doing shorter power bursts, but struggle at the harder, proper muddy races where weight becomes more of an advantage. Pidcock is naturally a super talented mountain biker, even more so than a crosser, so it should be no surprise that courses that seem more mountain bikey fit Pidcock very well. Places like Namur, Gavre and Hulst really play into his hands. Having said that though, his victory in Rugven, his second place in Zolder, prove that he can do it on a mix of faster courses too, places where technical ability means that you can take the corners quicker and take an advantage in that way. It's just the real deep mud that sees him struggle, places like Dendermonde, because he doesn't have the massive total power output that someone like Wout van Aert does. He just simply can't compete due to the fact that he is on the shorter side. Don't expect to see too much more of Tom Pidcock anymore this season. Currently he's on training camp with the Ineos squad and will likely only ride the World still this year. Should he win, maybe he'll do a few more to show off his jersey. I doubt it though. Pidcock, much like Van Aert and potentially Van der Poel, has targets on the road this year, including the classic season in March, so he'll be busy preparing for those races, starting with Omloop at Nieuwsblad at the end of February. He'll also of course be riding the mountain bike throughout the summer, so he has enough to be preoccupied with. Nevertheless, Pidcock is the most talented rider under 25 currently in World Cyclocross, and he is the best British cyclocross rider of all time, presumably, at 22. The kid is a huge talent, he's got a huge future ahead of him, and we've got a decade or so more of absolute top draw racing from the Leedsman to enjoy.